I love horror. As one of my all-time favorite genres, it holds a special place in my heart. But as a 37-year-old little boy, I've seen so much terror in movies, experienced endless amounts of fear in gaming, and I've even committed a few atrocities myself. As a result, I've been completely numb to horror in video games. Ever since PT, nothing has truly frightened me. So what am I supposed to do? Pretend to be afraid? What am I, Markiplier?
Jesus. Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through. What the f? Oh!
I thought that maybe I had gotten too old for video games to scare me anymore. And for a while there, that definitely did seem to be the case. But then, I got myself a VR headset. Virtual reality was the shot of adrenaline that the horror genre needed to keep me afraid. The added immersion of VR can even make something as trivial as a game called Duck Season scary.
Oh, sweet Jesus, no.
And I think that Phasmophobia is easily VR's scariest game yet.
Oh, God!
Even with all of its early access jank.
If you spot A fingerprints, good, then write it down on the last page.
I'm in the floor. How do I get up?
You're
Why did I shrink?
You're in the floor? Okay, that's a glitch.
I can't see you.
I'm outside the map.
The only thing that could make Phasmophobia even more terrifying is if one of your childhood friends forced you to come over to their house and play the game for a live stream that was broadcasted to hundreds of viewers who, if they donated or subscribed, would trigger a spooky sound effect. Just ask my friend Patrick.
Why is there coughing?
So to an outside observer like yourself, this game probably doesn't look like much. Might just seem like another Unity engine cash grab. I mean, that's what I thought when I first saw this. But I'm happy to say that I couldn't have been more wrong about that. The boys over at Kinetic Games have actually kind of outdone themselves. In Phasmophobia, you and up to 3 buddies play as ghost hunters with one simple objective: discover what type of ghost we're dealing with. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, it's actually a bit more complicated than it sounds. You have a couple of options to find the entity. You can use the thermometer and check for a decent drop in temperature. You can use an EMF reader to scan for paranormal activity. Maybe plop a sound sensor on the wall, which will pick up audio that you can monitor in the truck. Or, if you happen to find a Ouija board, the ghost will gladly tell you where it is if you ask it nicely enough.
The Ouija's Philbin said that it's in the utility. Oh God, that's a human.
Now at this point you might be running low on time. Once that timer reaches 0, the ghost will have the ability to perform a haunt. But that's not going to happen to us. We're professionals. There are 10 types of ghost in total, so to classify a spirit, there are 6 telltale signs that you need to look out for. But each ghost can only possess 3 of these traits. So let's get to work. The first thing I like to do is set a camera down in the ghost's room. If it picks up ghost Orbeez, great, mark that down in your journal. If not, then go back inside and whip out the old UV light. With this, we aren't checking hotel bed sheets for daddy juice like they do on TV. No. Here, you'll be looking for phasmic fingerprints on doors, light switches, and windows. After that, pull out your spirit box, turn the lights off, carry me home, and use it to talk to the ghost. Yeah, you heard me correctly.
How old are you? Okay, that's 2. That's 2. Get out real quick.
If the ghost talks back to you, mark it in the journal and move on. Oh, okay. The lights are flickering. That's fine. Just means the ghost is on a haunt. Your only option during a haunt is to run and hide.
Oh, it's a haunt. Oh God!
Come in.
Close him now, I saw it.
Make sure to turn off your flashlight and keep quiet.
Oh hell no, you can hear it.
Alright, once the haunt is over, the other signs to look out for are freezing temperatures.
Oh, God damn it!
What?
It's 12 degrees.
A level 5 EMF reading, or ghost writing in a book that you toss down on the floor. Like I said before, each ghost only has 3 traits, so once you've identified all 3 of them, you're ready to move on to the final step. Get back in that truck as quick as you can, close the door, and leave. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else to it. To be fair, there are additional objectives you can complete for a little bit of extra cash, like taking a photo of the ghost. Once the investigation is over, you'll see a message on the whiteboard which will tell you what the entity was. It's pretty underwhelming. Apart from making less money, which you can use to buy more gadgets on future investigations, there's no punishment if you get the ghost type wrong, so it feels like nothing is at stake. What if you misidentified a ghost and sent in a team that was prepped to banish what you thought was a revenant, but the entire team gets killed because the ghost was actually a wraith? As a penance, their deaths would come out of your pocket. Or maybe you could just lose XP and level down. Or better yet, what if we were able to banish the ghost ourselves? What if, after you classify a ghost as a Yuri or whatever, you mark it down on your journal, and at that point, your current truck will leave, and a new truck will arrive with equipment capable of banishing a Yuri. Each of the 10 ghosts would have their own unique encounters, and if you were wrong about the class of ghost in your initial assessment, then you would have a much more difficult time getting rid of the entity. There's a lot that could be elaborated on here. Even with all its shortcomings, Phasmophobia still manages to be very effective at eliciting fear. It gets a lot of small details right, especially in the sound department. Here, take a listen for yourself. Go ahead. Do it. You'll see. You'll all see. As soon as you step inside the haunted building, you are slapped with an ominous, ambient sound that never lets up. The instant you pass through that doorway, you know that something ain't right. You can hear footsteps and creaky floorboards in distant rooms. When you flip on a light switch in a farmhouse, you can hear the quiet hum of a nearby generator. When you communicate with your co-op partner, their voice will echo through the halls of the asylum.
Echo! This place is crazy! This place is nuts!
So much care was taken to ensure that the sound effects were as believable as possible. But to me, one of the game's most immersive qualities comes in the form of its voice recognition mechanic. The fact that you have to physically speak to the ghost gives it that extra dimension of believability. Each ghost has its own procedurally generated name, and simply saying that name out loud, along with a few other key words, can and will piss it off.
Elizabeth Warren.
The environments are pretty well made too. While they do have that base Unity engine look that I'm really not a fan of, each house does feel lived in and like it has its own history. You really get the impression that the family that lived here just got out as quickly as they could. The sound and environmental design in conjunction with one another does more than enough to trick your brain into believing that this house is real, and that there's a ghost inside of it with you, especially in VR. I think that one of the reasons Phasmophobia is so effective at being scary is because it encourages you to confront your fears. After you locate which room the ghost is in, you are then forced to repeatedly enter that room and hang around near an unpredictable entity that you know is in there with you and wants to kill you. It'll randomly mess with you as well by hissing down your neck, tossing items around the room, flickering lights on and off.
Did you see what I did?
Closing doors.
The door closed! Oh my god, the doors are closed!
Activating car alarms. And showing itself to one member of the group for a split second.
Hey! What happened? I saw it!
The unpredictability is key here. You never know what the ghosties are gonna do. Sometimes they'll kill you early on, and some spirits just don't even seem to bother showing themselves. That unpredictability keeps you second-guessing everything. The fact that the ghost's location and class is procedurally generated each time you load up a map only adds to that uncertainty. And while Phasmophobia does utilize jump scares, it's not overly reliant on them. It does a good job of building up tension and messing around with you. If I had played this game without a headset, it probably wouldn't have done much for me. It might have creeped me out a little bit, but in VR, Phasmophobia has scared me far more than any other game ever has.
Make it stop.
It's really just a testament to the immersive qualities of VR. This game made me sweat like crazy.
I'm so sweaty.
Oh.
It gave me chills.
It just made the car alarm go off. Oh my god, I got chills.
It paralyzed me with fear to the point where I could hardly speak.
It wrote on your paper that you dropped. I can't speak.
It's been a long time since we've had a truly effective horror game. Thankfully, Phasmophobia stepped up to the plate in a pretty big way. But you know, it's far from perfect. While its heart is in the right place, there are a good amount of issues that need to be addressed. First off, we need more than one ambient noise sound effect. As effective as this sound is, you will literally be hearing this for hours, and at a certain point, you just get used to it. Opening doors in VR is awkward as all hell. There can also be a lot of downtime where not much is happening, especially when you get a ghost that isn't very active. If you get killed after you die, there's literally nothing for you to do. It'd be neat if you could communicate with your teammates through the spirit box or something. Or maybe you could try to slow the ghost down during a haunt. Maybe kill another player to possess their body. Who knows? There's a lot of potential there. And sometimes voice chat doesn't work, so you need to restart the entire game. There's some other obvious issues as well, but because this game is in early access, I would like to think that over time, most of this stuff will get fixed up. And I hope it does. I'd love to revisit this game next October once it's gotten some more updates for another video. Phasmophobia is already really good, and it has a ton of potential to be even better. Definitely worth the $14 I paid for it. If you're a fan of horror, I highly recommend this game to you. It's full of thrills, and it's a treat to play it with buddies. Well, that's pretty much all I've got to say about Phasmophobia. I know it's a short one, but make sure to follow me on Twitch. I stream there every single Tuesday, especially the next day. Did you see that? Join my Discord for a chance to be featured at the end of my videos, like Senator Elijah here, and Isaac over here won the category for comedy. I'm really active in my server, so I'd like to see you pop on by. And finally, of course, I gotta thank my patrons. Maybe consider joining them for early access to each and every one of my videos, among a few other benefits as well. Also, it sucks that I have to say this, but go ahead and ring that notification bell. YouTube doesn't always let people know when I upload. But that's all I got for this video, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Where are they? Where is everyone?